Oh, it's got a bit warm in here now. Oh, the icicles have melted. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I can't keep this scarf on anymore. Oh, the stove's done an amazing job. All the pipes that we put through the vault, it's all paid off. I mean, having said that, it has got increasingly warm outside. And those frost-resistant plants, well, they're not really having to resist the frost anymore because the permafrost has pretty much disappeared. I mean, I can even see we've got plants back in the vault again. That's fantastic. And you can see the leaves on the ground. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've got to say, I was getting a little bit fed up of having to wear a hat and scarf all the time. There's only so many snow cones that you can eat. It's really good that the atmosphere and the environment are starting to adjust to the catastrophic changes that we put it through. I mean, we got rid of the triffids. Speaking of triffids, let's hope really very, very much that these new plants don't grow into some new invasive form of triffid-like creature. I don't think that that's a possibility we should really be worrying about, but you never know, our track record's not so good. I've been looking for Scamp. I've been looking all over the place. I think he's got into the ducts or something, because I can't find him anywhere. He started off so small and cute, hatching from his little egg, but now he's getting pretty big. And we know for a fact that he is not a Plantosaurus. No, he turns his nose up to Triffid every single time, and I've got a feeling he's gone out looking for food himself. The kind of food that not Plantosauruses tend to like eating. Speaking of having lost things, I wonder where Penny's got to. I've not seen Penny in a while. Penny!
Rob, hi.
What have you come as? This is wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Well, I thought seeing as the ice has now started to melt and the plants are now taking over again, that I should probably dress more for the atmosphere as it is now. The big thick winter coat wasn't really needed anymore and the environment's changed so much. I thought I'd dress a bit more appropriately.
Well, you certainly look appropriate, and you've got a little utility back there as well.
Definitely, don't go out without it.
Yep, keep your Swiss Army knife in there, I'm sure.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to anyway?
Oh, well, I've been exploring, you see. All the new plants have grown up and created a wonderful new environment. I found something really interesting the last time I was outside.
Oh, yeah?
I found all these little holes. So I stayed for a while and watched. And as I watched, little mutants crawled out.
Really? A mutant?
A mutant!
I thought they'd all got wiped out in the blast.
So did I. But what I think's happening is the smaller ones, the really small ones, they managed to find refuge underground. And they managed to shelter away while the nuclear explosion happened and then the ice age took hold. And now the permafrost has melted, they've all started to come out again.
That's amazing, into this new tropical jungle environment.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Do you think that means we've got Wobbly Bit back on the menu?
I don't want to speak too soon, but I really, really hope so.
I'm getting pretty fed up of snow cones and Triffid omelettes, I've got to say.
Me too, me too. It could really do with varying our diet a little bit.
A little bit. Well, while you've been out exploring the jungle and off on your jollies,
Yep.
I've been looking for Scamp.
Looking for Scamp?
Yet I can't find him anywhere at all.
What do you mean you can't find him?
I think he's off in the ducts somewhere looking for food himself and... Oh, look, there he is! Quickly, after him!
Oh, wait for me, Rob!
Here boy, come on, I've got some raptor treats for you. Well, I call them raptor treats. It's charred triffid like usual, and I know you don't really like them, but it's what we've got, so hey boy, give him a... Nope. Nope. Where are you? Come on, Scamp, you've got to be somewhere. Oh, I thought I heard him for a moment there. There's been skittering in corners. The thing is, you don't want to actually reach in anywhere. You know, cupboards and whatnot, and dark corners, because he does have very sharp teeth. And I'm fairly sure, at the size he's at the moment, those sharp teeth would very much like to be chewing on something finger-sized. Or hand-sized. Maybe arm-sized? He couldn't manage more than an arm, I'm sure. No, not more than an arm. Better find him all the same, just in case. Don't want anyone getting caught out by accident. Here, boy!
Scamp! Scamp! Oh, this is getting ridiculous. We've checked everywhere. We've checked the cloning facility, which, if you think about it, is kind of like his nursery. It's where he was born, it's where he spent most of his early days. Well, we've checked in my quarters. He used to like sleeping under the bed. Oh, so cute seeing him there. His little snores. And kind of like growls, really. A little bit unnerving if you think about it too much, but he was only so wee. We weren't expecting him to get this big at all. Scamp! Scamp! Sometimes you can hear him clattering around in the air ducts. If you're quiet, maybe you can hear him. Did you hear that? Scamp! Scamp!
Scamp!
Scamp!
Scamp!
Here, boy!
Come on! Have you seen him anywhere?
I haven't seen hide or hair of him.
Well, where have you been looking?
Well, I've checked the cloning facility, and I've checked my quarters, because you know how he likes to sleep there.
Under the bed, yeah.
What about you? Have you checked the canteen?
Yeah, I had a look in the canteen in case he'd been after the scraps from dinner last night. And I've been checking all of the vents for the air ducts that I can find, although since Pete installed all of the new system, I'm not entirely sure where all the ducts lead anymore.
Maybe I should go and find Pete, and then I can ask him about that.
Okay, and I'll go find Brenda and see if she can arrange a search party or something.
That's a really good idea.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll see you on the flip side.
Let's go.
Have you spotted him anywhere?
I keep thinking I can hear him, but I've not seen a sign of him.
Oh, me neither. It's like he's all over the place. It's like there's more than one of him, but there can't be more than one of him.
No, I'm pretty sure there's only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can't let him out of the vault anyway, so we certainly can't open the vault door. And that means that we're well and truly stuck at home. And while we're stuck at home, why don't we spin a yarn, the likes of which we've never spun before?
That is a very good idea, but why don't instead we weave a tapestry, the likes of which we've never seen before?
Yeah, that would be really nice. But since we're exercising right now with all of this running around, why don't we monopolise on that and lead ourselves on a merry dance, the likes of which we've never danced before?
That's the best idea yet, I think.
Fantastic. Okay, after you, Penny.
All right then. Today's story comes from a time before the plants started to grow back. It comes from a time before the world was covered in ice, even before when the world was a dust bowl. This story comes from the ancient land of Greece. Greece is a sunny country nestled in blue seas. It's a country full of good people, and this story is about one of those good people. This story is about a young woman. Her name is Callow. In English, Callow means good, and she was indeed a good person. She would spend her days helping her mother around the house, heading into town to fetch all kinds of things, running errands, trading and buying all sorts. She would help her mother, and in the evenings her mother would tell her stories. Stories about all kinds of creatures. Stories about the Calycanthros. Calycanthros is a word that in English we understand to mean goblin. Now these creatures were fearsome, mischievous, tricksy little things. They lived deep under the earth and would only come out at night. No one knew exactly why, but they were scared of the sunlight. They were so scared, in fact, that they would not come out when the moon was full. The moon reflects the sunlight, and they were scared even of that. But occasionally, when the night was dark, they would come out and steal people away and take them back to their underground homes. And for this reason, Callow made sure that she was never out past sundown. One day, however, she had spent a long time fulfilling all of her errands. She had made her way up and down town several times, but when she got to the miller, she found that there was a big crowd there. The miller was behind on all of his deliveries, and everyone was waiting for their sack of flour. By the time Callow got her sack of flour, the sun had already begun to set, and as she made her way home, the sun finally dipped down behind the hills. There was no moon in the sky this night. Everything was dark. It was then that Callow heard a voice that did not belong to a human. It was the goblin, the Calycanthros. It had found her, and it wanted to take her down into his underground house. It wanted to keep her forever. But Callow was a clever woman, and she had an idea.
Oh, hello, my pretty. You are a nice one. You will come with me, yes. You will come down to the underground and do my bidding. I have many chores that need to be done, and you will be perfect to do them.
You are Calycanthros.
I am Calycanthros, yes. And you are pretty. You will come with me.
I have heard of your people. I would be honored to go with you. But I am in my work clothes. These are not fine enough to go with you. Perhaps you could fetch me a pretty dress, and then I will look splendid for the trip down to your home.
Oh, well, yes, you must look splendid, yes. For pretty must look nice. I will bring you a dress. See, I bring fabrics, yes. Finest silk for you.
This is indeed a wonderful garment, and I will look wonderful in it. But, then the rest of me will not be adorned, so I surely need some jewelry, and then I will be splendid truly for the trip down to your home.
Jewelry, yes, for pretty. I bring jewelry to look pretty, yes. I bring jewels from all over here. Pretty, where? Pretty, there.
These are, in fact, wonderful jewels, and I will look wonderful wearing them.
Yes.
But I have been working hard this day, and I have not had time to bathe. Perhaps you might fetch me some perfume, and then I will smell lovely for our trip down to your home.
Oh, yes, I will. Yes, perfume, yes. Here, pretty perfume. Smell nice. Ha! Here, pretty, smell nice. Come below now, come below.
This is indeed lovely perfume. But there was just one more thing.
Ah,
Callow remembered the stories that her mother had told her. She remembered everything that she had said about the Calicantaros, everything that she had mentioned about the goblin. They lived underground. There must be a reason for this. There must also be a reason why they are frightened of the sunlight. And even though Callow did not know the reason why, she suspected, and she kept to her plan. She kept calm and composed and pleasant, and as such the goblin could not refuse any of her requests. He was captivated by her beauty and captivated by her pleasant nature. He wanted nothing more than to steal her away, take her back home with him. And he was arrogant enough to think that no human could ever have a plan to thwart him. No human could truly know the secret why they were so scared of the sunlight. Each request that Callow made, the goblin granted. Throughout the night, she requested more and more exotic things, the goblin having to go further and further to retrieve them. Even so, the goblin would find everything that she asked for and bring them back to her. And although she acted as if she was grateful to see them, she sent him out for even more wondrous things. The goblin, his mind firmly on Callow and what she wanted, did not conceive of anything that she might be up to. He did not notice that the sky was beginning to lighten, and that very shortly the sun would begin to rise over the hills. And yet Callow kept calm and did not point towards any of the signs of the sun rising. The goblin noticed nothing, and that was where his downfall lay.
Ah, pretty, here, pretty, oranges for the journey.
Thank you for bringing me this food. This will definitely sustain me on our trip down to your house.
Ah,
And I think I am now finally ready to go on that trip to your home.
yes.
Now that the sun has risen.
The sun? No! Ah!
Oh. Well, I did wonder what would happen when the sun rose. The Calicantaros burst into flames. As the sun crested the edge of the hill and the sunbeams hit his skin, he lit a fire and was gone. Callow stood there, relieved. The goblin had vanished. She was safe again for another day. She looked around herself. All the treasures that the goblin had gathered for her, they had not disappeared. They were now hers. Ha! Pleased, she gathered them up together and took them back home. Her mother at first was angry that Callow had spent the night out, then relieved that she'd made it home safe, and then astonished when Callow showed her all of the wonderful things that she'd brought home. There was far too much for them to use, so they kept what they wanted and sold the rest, and as such they were able to live quite comfortably for the rest of their days. Callow recounted the story of the Calicantaros to her mother. Her mother was perplexed. Her mother was humbled. Her mother was pleased that Callow was able to use her teachings and Callow's own intellect to keep herself safe and to thwart the Calicantaros. There is something to be said for listening to your elders. There's something to be said for listening to the stories of the old. There is something to be said for using your wits rather than your fists to keep yourself safe. Callow had been up all night, and after she recounted her story to her mother very kindly let her sleep in all day and all night. And the next day, like the good person that she was, Callow went back to helping her mother with the chores, fetching and carrying, selling those wonderful things at market, and making sure that they lived well, happy, and comfortable.
What a good story.
I really like that story.
Yeah, me as well. And there was that funny chap, was there? With the big hooter.
Oh, Goblin.
Goblin. goblin. He was a nasty piece of work, wasn't he?
He was just terrible.
I wanted to kidnap the nice lady to, I assume, do his dishes and his laundry and things.
It's just not on. It's just not what you do.
It's not the done thing,
Not
is it?
at all.
Not at all. I don't care how many stinky socks you've got. You don't kidnap nice ladies to do it for you.
Exactly. You just roll up your sleeves and you get stuck in yourself.
Yeah, just like that. Put some elbow grease in, all you nasty goblins out there.
Exactly.
I don't care if you've got to live underground.
Exactly.
It's no excuse, is it?
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah. But it's a good story.
It's really good. I really liked how the young lady outwitted him. She used her smarts.
Yes, she did. She was very wily, wasn't she?
Ooh, good word. Wily is exactly what she was.
But I was quite impressed by the goblin's ability to get hold of all that stuff.
Yeah, he seemed to find all sorts of things that I didn't think he would be able to find them.
I know, and in a very short space of time as well. It was absolutely mind-boggling.
Mind bottling?
When your mind is stuck in a bottle?
That's not the saying, Rob.
Right.
Mind boggled.
Like that game you used to play, Boggle.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game.
That was a good game, wasn't it?
Game.
Boggle.
That was a game for clever people. Clever people like the young lady.
Right, okay, yes, of course, yeah. She was very, very boggled, wasn't she?
Yes, very much so, I think.
It would be really useful to have that Gobbo guy right here, though, to be perfectly honest, because he was so good at finding stuff, and we've well and truly lost Scamp, haven't we?
I haven't seen hide nor hair of him.
No, and we've been looking so hard, and he's nowhere to be seen.
I keep thinking I can hear him scampering around, but I just haven't seen him anywhere.
No, and you'd think that he'd come for food or something, or just to be with us, because we are, in a sense, his parents.
Yeah.
In a weird sense.
In a very odd, sciencey
way. Yeah. Oh, Penny! There he goes now! I'm after him! You wait there!
Oh, I can't believe it! Rob might have found Scamp! Oh, I do hope so. I have missed that little thing so much. I hope he hasn't hurt himself scampering around everywhere. Hope Rob doesn't hurt himself trying to catch him. His adult teeth have started to come easy. They're quite sharp, so I hope he doesn't try and go for one of Rob's fingers. Oh, I've missed Scamp a lot. I really have. I've really missed hearing his little reptile snores at night. I've really missed just cuddling up to him when his scales were a lot softer than they are now.
Oh, here we go!
Scamp! Oh,
Look!
hey, buddy.
I caught him. He's struggling a little bit. I think he wants to... now, Scamp, come on. That's your adoptive surrogate mother. So just you be good. Oh, sharp little claws.
Yeah, how are you doing? He didn't try and get one of your fingers while you were capturing him, did you?
No, I was actually quite fortunate. I mean, he tried to get his talons in, but when he recognised me, he calmed down a bit. Now, shh.
Let's see if I can stroke him this time without him trying to.
Yeah.
Go for me.
Oh.
There we go. Oh, I knew you'd remember me.
There we go. Oh, and he's making quiet little purring noises. Oh, that's so sweet, isn't it?
I think he tired himself out running around the fold.
I think he might have done. He's quite heavy now as well, and he's very, very big. But we've caught him now, so at least there's... Did you just see that?
I think I did.
Well, Scamp certainly saw it. There was another Scamp.
But there's only one Scamp, surely.
I think there's more than one Scamp now, and that's for certain.
Oh no. Oh no.
We better go catch it. Come on, off we go.
Oh dear. I've got some wobbly bit. Oh, just as good as I remember. Maybe even slightly better. Oh, oh, that's good.
Huh. What have you got there?
Well, you know how the mutants are coming back?
Yeah, the little ones from out of the holes.
Exactly, and you know how we were hoping that would mean Wobbly Bit would be back?
Yeah?
You never guess what I've got in my hands.
Oh, you've never got some wobbly bit.
I've totally got some Wobbly Bit in my
Really?
hands.
Can I have some?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, go on.
Well...
Just a little bit.
Well...
Please. Please.
Oh, all right. Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
Get your hands
yeah.
nice and close together.
Oh, go on, a bit more than that.
Alright, well that's your lot.
Okay.
And you'll be grateful for it.
That's loads, thank you.
Yeah.
Not had wobbly bit in ages.
So good. It's good, yeah?
Oh. There's nothing quite like eating wobbly bit from your own hands.
I think it tastes better from your own hands.
Yeah, definitely does. It definitely does. And it's got a stronger flavour to the wobbly bit we used to have as well.
I wonder if it's more concentrated.
Yeah, well, they're smaller mutants, aren't they? And I bet that hibernating in the nuclear firmament under the permafrost from the nuclear ice age, feeding on the remnants of the Triffids, they've gone through some kind of evolutionary process.
Ooh, that's a good thought.
It's very tasty anyway.
It's making for some good wobbly bit.
Really missed it. I love the way it shoots right to the back of your throat.
It's always been my favourite part of it. Hi.
Hi.
We've had an absolute blast today, haven't we, Rob?
Oh, we really have. Yeah.
We always have so much fun making this show. We just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone out there that's donated. Because of you, we've managed to make 14 episodes.
14 episodes
14!
of this nonsense.
How fantastic is that?
Yeah.
But we can't keep going without more generous donations from you good selves. So if you have anything that could help us out, hammocks to string between the newly growing clamps, survival gear, Kevlar gloves, Scamp's talons are getting quite sharp now, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they really are.
If you'd like to give us anything, please go to www.paypal.me/Strange-Twig. Give what you can. Every donation is secure and everything goes directly towards making all of this happen. Thanks.
No. Tastes kind of apple-y.
Oh yeah. I wonder if Scamp would like this.
Oh, that's a thought. He wasn't around when the mutants were. I bet he's never tasted them before.
Yeah, we should give this a go, definitely. I could put some in the middle of the cloning lab, and then it might even attract all the other scamps that are out there, and we'll finally find out how many are running around.
That would be fantastic, because they seem to be everywhere.
Exactly. Oh, yes, I'm sure I can spare some wobbly bit to put towards that experiment. I'm gonna go give it a go.
I'm not having any of mine. All for me.